Hello, welcome back to NV Fine Art Studio. I'm Nina and today I'm going to do a little tutorial. We're going to talk about a tonal value approach and we're going to do two paintings, the same old house in two different ways. Watercolor is the perfect medium for capturing light and mood, and the way tonal values are arranged can dramatically influence your final painting. In this tutorial, we explore two different interpretations of the same subject, an old house nestled on a sloping hillside. Both paintings are beautifully executed, yet the tonal strategies result in strikingly different outcomes. Let's talk through each wash step by step, comparing techniques, effects, and choices. Let's start with painting number one. It has clean, flat, yet harmonious look. This version focuses on consistency and clarity, a very good exercise in control and planning. The first wash is in light tonal values for the sky and the ground. A pale bluish pinkish wash sets the tone for a clear sky, maybe a little overcast sky, and a soft sort of greenish goldish layer establishes the ground. The paper is kept evenly wet to avoid hard edges. Though the color choices are pleasant, the lack of variation keeps these areas uniform, resulting in visually flat but of course clean look. Second step is mid-tone application. We're painting roof and shadows areas. Using a consistent mid-value mixture, it's a mix of cobalt turquoise and yellow ochre for the roofs and muted gray, blue and violet for the shadow. The house gains a bit of form from this wash. Shadows are added directly rather than layered, giving a stable but somewhat static effect. Since the tonal jump from sky and ground to these elements isn't dramatic, contrast remains gentle. Next step is to paint the grasses and the flowers, and dry brush and splatter effects are used here. So, grassy strokes are applied with mid-value olive greens, a mixture of gold ochre and cobalt turquoise, but with more gold ochre in this mixture. Dry brush technique adds a bit of texture to this area. A lively touch of splatter adds flowers, bright reds or yellows, but without tonal variance. These decorative bits remain on the surface. The composition is pleasing and illustrative, but there is a very minimal push or pull in depth. Now let's do painting number two, same subject but different approach. Let's try and achieve atmospheric, deep and luminous painting. This version leans into tonal layering and nuanced temperature shifts to create dimension and mood. First wash is a warm underpainting. Rather than painting the sky and ground separately, this version begins with a cohesive, warm-toned underlay. A diluted yellow ochre, or you can use raw sienna for this wash. It's applied around the house and top of the hill. This sets up highlights that will glow later. The warm base also harmonizes future shadows and textures. Next, we do a gradient ground wash. This deepens the foreground. Before the first wash dries, a gradient is introduced in the foreground. Mid-value earthy tones, raw sienna and burnt sienna, maybe a bit of red, are mixed with darker and deeper earthy tones. Using ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, lunar black, a very granulating paint mixed together and painted in the very foreground. Then a run of water applied, so the middle tonal values of bright warm colors mixed with earthy tones and watercolor paint itself and suggests texture. The shift from light to middle to dark instantly introduces depth. Adding granulating pigments such as ultramarine, lunar black, lunar blue builds texture in. And now is the fun part, dramatic sky wash. This enhances the contrast. The final wash is a bold, dark sky, a mix of blues that we previously used, and it's quite important to keep consistency with the colors that you use. This is for color harmony, so it's a mixture of cobalt blue, ultramarine with a bit of red. The darker blues will maximize contrast with the highlighted rooftops and the building and the ground. By painting the sky after other areas, it frames the house and enhances atmosphere and drama. By allowing some blooms and uneven texture near the roofs, it adds movement and interest. This step elevates the painting's light narrative. The next step is to introduce luminous shadows, preserving light. When the base is dry, shadows are added to the house using diluted cool colors such as cobalt blue, allowing subtle layering. Importantly, the roof and upper parts are left untouched, preserving warm highlights. The shadows are feathered gently, maintaining softness. Edge control is the key. Hard edges for structure, soft ones for glow. So the two paintings are complete. Now let's do a side-by-side comparison. In painting number 1, the first wash is light blue sky and pale ground. Painting number 2, unified warm wash for light foundation. Painting number 1, ground approach, flat green tone. The painting number 2, tonal gradient and granulating textures. Shadow work, painting number 1, mid-tone shadows painted directly. Painting number 2, layered luminous shadows, roof left light. Details and textures, painting number 1, dry brush and flower splatters. Painting number 2, wet and wet, depth and selective dry brush marks. Sky treatment, painting number 1, light blue, gray, a bit of pink, minimal contrast. Painting number 2, deep dark sky for contrast and mood. Tonal impact, painting number 1, harmonious but flat. Painting number 2, atmospheric with depth and light dynamics. Lessons and takeaways from this tutorial. Tonal range is critical for depth. Painting 2 uses a wider span, from glowing light to deep shadows, creating a more immersive experience. Underpainting with warmth helps unify values and offers a natural glow to highlights. Leaving the roof light and building shadows around it offers a powerful contrast and directs the viewer's eye. Foreground depth emerges not just through contrast, but with careful pigment choice and texture layering. Final darks. Final darks, especially in the sky, can be used not just for aesthetics, but to reinforce lighting and atmosphere. In conclusion, the difference lies not in what's painted, but how light and tonal values are orchestrated. Where the first painting prioritizes cleanness and cohesion, the second crafts emotion and space through tonal contrast and texture. By consciously planning your light source, layering tonal washes, and emphasizing atmospheric perspective, you can move a composition from pleasant to profoundly evocative. Ready to give one or both a try? Please find this demonstration in full on my Patreon. A full 1-hour narrated demonstration where I explain every step of the way, including colors, tonal value, mixture consistencies, brush I use, paper I use, and so much more. This is all for today. I hope to see you there. Until my next video, goodbye.